So you guys might know a guy by the name of Cenk Uygur, all right? He's running for office in California 25. Go to cenk2020.com to donate to his campaign. He's running against corporate Democrat Christy Smith, whose donation average was $2,700. So that tells you a lot. And a lot of these people, like I remember Steny Hoyer, for example, I think his average was somewhere around there, although for some reason I feel like it was double that, even though I don't understand how that's possible, considering the contribution limit. But he sent out a tweet saying, all of the Democratic candidates sent a letter to the establishment Dem in the California 25 race asking her to debate. She said no because she's entitled to the seat, then added, hey fellas, got your letter. One, it's Assemblywoman Smith. I love how she thinks she's Lieutenant Colonel Vindman. So that's a reference to the Lieutenant Colonel Vindman at the Mueller hearings. You probably didn't hear about it because it was, whatever. Pretty boring stuff there. But, what's really interesting about this, right, is if Christy Smith... Okay, first of all, let me say, Christy Smith has demonstrated and exhibited a massive amount of cockiness, douchiness, and sense of entitlement. That all reeks of Hillary Clinton. But there's a parallel that can be drawn here, which is a very fascinating one at that, right? Who was a candidate who was running for a House seat, who showed up to a debate even though their opponent, a corporate Democrat who was an incumbent, although she's not an incumbent, who went to a debate without her opponent showing up? Who was that? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Remember that? She had to shame Joe Crowley into coming to a debate with her. He wouldn't show up for a fucking debate, okay? So this is very similar. So if that is a parallel that is analogous in this scenario, and it's indicative of the future, it's not looking good for Christy Smith, because what happened in AOC's race? Joe Crowley lost. AOC won. So a lot of people have been donating to Cenk. Cenk has been going after corporate Democrats nonstop on his Twitter feed. It's truly amazing. But this entitlement of not debating is hilarious. And to me, what she's doing is she doesn't really care about any of the issues, is what it seems like to me. Because she never talks about any of the issues. Christy Smith doesn't talk about any of the issues. All she's done is basically address Cenk Uygur and say, and jump in on those smears that were going on. That's pretty much all that she's done this entire time. So she's basically done nothing. You know what I'm saying? So we don't even really know what she really supports. And she claims to support things that clearly she does not support. And people are supporting her on the basis that, she's the hand-picked successor of Katie Hill, as if we live in a monarchy or something. What do you mean? This is a democracy. People vote the next one. And what's interesting, speaking of AOC, remember that comment she had made about how there are, these lines in, state assemblies, as she is, in these state assemblies for these House seats. So we honestly are just sort of in this monarchical system, which is very, very sad. But that's why I'm hoping that Cenk wins. So cenk2020.com, go and donate to the guy. Support his campaign. If you're in California 25, your labor is invaluable at this point. So become a volunteer, of course. Make sure you do all those things. Because if Cenk Uygur wins this race, it's a game changer. It changes so much. It changes. Just Cenk winning is a huge game changer, especially because it's in a purple district. And so if he ends up emerging victorious, that is an absolute game changer. So go to cenk2020.com and donate to his campaign.